this second video, I'm going to show how to turn the pentatonic scale into the major scale. If you don't understand any music theory and terminology that I use as we go along, that's completely fine. I'm just calling a spade, as they say. If you're a beginner, just memorize these scales for what they are. If you're a bit more than a beginner, you may pick up on some new terminology and theory. The following is what I believe to be the easiest way to learn the first set of major scale inversions. Once you have memorized your pentatonic scales and those inversions, you will be ready to go. All right, let's get started. All right, here on this neck chart, we have the pentatonic scale. The yellow square represents the major root note, and the red circle represents the minor root note. Picking up from my first video, the next step for the pentatonic scale is to memorize the major scale root note locations. First, get comfortable with the scale on a slow and easy tempo setting with your metronome. Then, just like you've been practicing the minor pentatonic scales over A minor chords, A minor jam tracks, or A minor progressions, now you will want to practice the major pentatonic scale over C major chords, C major jam tracks, or C major progressions. As you can see, the scales are exactly the same, but when you play the same scale over the C major progression opposed to the A minor progression, you will hear a drastic difference. C major is bright and happy, versus A minor is dark and sad. With a lot of time and practice, you'll start to see all the separate inversions as one pattern across the guitar neck. Now looking at the same big picture, if we add two notes, the 4th degree F note and the 7th degree B note, the Lydian and Locrian notes, the pentatonic scale now turns into the major scale. This scale also has two sides like the pentatonic. Again, it has a major sound and the minor sound, depending on what the scale is played against. C major chords, C major jam tracks, or C major progressions. Or A minor chords, A minor jam tracks, or A minor progressions. C major is relative to A minor. This scale is one and the same. Here is each pentatonic scale inversion and how it looks as it's altered into the major scale. Here is the open pattern. Starting on the 3rd fret. Starting on the 5th fret. Seventh fret. Tenth fret. Twelfth fret, the octave on the guitar. Now the scale shapes will start to repeat. 15th fret, and the 17th fret. And the 19th fret for 22 and 24 fret guitars. There are many so-called forms of the major scale. I favor three systems equally: the condensed or blocked system that we are working on here, which is the easiest, the 3-note per string inversions, and 4-note per string inversion. The major scale is the most important scale to learn. It is the foundation of everything in music, including the pentatonic scale. All of the scales, every chord, arpeggio, and the foundation of music theory is based on the major scale. Once you have memorized all these scale patterns, you want to practice them in every major and minor key. You can place any of these scale patterns on any fret. Wherever the major and minor root notes land, the scale will function and then take on that key. For example, this is the key of G major, relative E minor. This is the next key in the circle of fifths. Each scale form puzzle pieces into its neighbor inversion, just as before. All its major and minor root notes fall on G and E notes, covering the entire guitar neck. I hope this helps you guys out, and thank you again for watching.